Hi everybody, this is Professor West, and we are still working on Excel. And in this section, I'm going to teach you some stuff about tables and also conditional formatting. So I'm going to get rid of all this stuff down here, but leave the base part here for us, and we'll play around some with that. So let's see how to turn this into a table. First, we're going to highlight all these cells. And don't worry about it if you don't know what a table is. It'll become clear in just a moment. Okay. Now, make sure you're on the Home tab and come over here and click Format as a Table. If you click the drop down, then it should give you some choices. They're not very clear choices, but it'll do. So pick one of these. I guess I'm going to pick this one. Where is the data for your table? Yes. Those are my table headers. Yeah, I don't want to learn more about that stuff right now. So, what's the difference? What's it done? Why do we care if we put a table here? Let me show you why. Let's say now you wanted to be able to filter your table. I could come here under costs and say, hey, you know what? I want to sort these from smallest to largest. Now it put them all in order. Actually, this one did from largest to smallest. But it put them all in order. It moved the whole row, so the footballs we're still buying 9 footballs. It's still got the same cost. Oh, I did largest to smallest. So if I do smallest to largest, then it turns the table the other way. So baseballs are first, soccer balls are second. And we can tell it other stuff. We can tell it sort by color and stuff. We can come to the totals column, or just about anywhere, whatever we want. Maybe we want to see what people are buying the largest quantity of. So there's a lot you can do with this. I'm not really going to get too much into tables. Let's say you want to add more stuff to your table. You could come over here and say tennis ball, and see how it automatically included it in my table. I want to buy 45 tennis balls for $1.99 a piece. I don't know. And it went ahead and added the extra bit for the total for me to calculate it. I didn't even have to tell it to do that. So now let's highlight this table again. And notice what I did, this table design tab came up. If you click on that, it's all about things you can do with this table. It's got other color choices. That one would be kind of bluish, that one would be kind of orangish. It's got some other important things that might help. Or you could, if you're done with the table, make sure it's highlighted and come over here to convert to range and click it. And it's going to ask you if you're sure you want to get rid of the table. Yes, now it's just a normal set of data just like it was before we turned it into a table. So that's something that you can play around with. We're probably not going to get too much more into it, especially not right now. Because right now, I want to also talk about conditional formatting. What is conditional formatting? Conditional formatting is when you tell a cell to act, or a group of cells to act a certain way when some condition is met. So, for example, let's say these totals here, I'm going to go to conditional formatting. I highlighted these already. You probably saw me. And there's a lot of different options here. top and bottom rules, top 10 items, top 10%, color scales. There's all kinds of things that you could choose if you wanted to do a conditional formatting. So one thing that I've seen is this place that I used to work kept track of everybody's hours. So it would have your name, and then it would have Sunday, Monday, well, if I could type, Monday, Tuesday, all the way through Saturday. Not sure if that's the right box, but that's okay. And so if an employee had like 2 hours on Sunday and 4 hours on Monday and 8 hours on Tuesday, and the owner didn't like anybody to go over 40 hours because, well, then he'd have to pay overtime basically. So we set it up so that anytime somebody started getting close, it would turn a different color, which is pretty neat. There's a lot of different ways you could do it, but basically it had to keep track of it all. So we had a box over here for the totals, and let's see, Tuesday, I'm just going to go ahead and fill this in. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Guess I was off one on Saturday. So to start off, we used a formula. We auto-summed the entire row for that person. And then here we told it that if it got up to a certain amount, it's on the Home tab. There we go. Conditional formatting. And let's do highlight cell rules. And let's say greater than. So if it's greater than 30, let's see. And then here's light red fill with dark red text. Light red fill. Let's just do that one. So now, as this person's working, they get up to 35, and it immediately changed to red. And you can add multiple ones of these. So I could say if it gets to, let's see, I can say if it gets to 40, turn it black or something. Whatever I want. But that way, the manager, whenever he saw somebody starting to get close, he would not let them work anymore. Send them home even if we needed it. Because that way, he could keep us from going over the 40 hours. But this is just one thing that you can do. You can also set it up for your financials. Let's say your bank. You could set it up so when your account gets below, I don't know, $500, it turns yellow. And if it gets below $100, it turns red. If it gets below, I don't know, $30, it turns purple. Whatever you want. This is totally up to you because this is your stuff. I'm going to get rid of all that. But there are a lot of different ways that you can use this. If you have items and you're selling them, you could say, well, if we get down to less than 10 of something, turn it yellow and warn me so that I know to order more. Or something like that. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can use conditional formatting. So, anyway, I hope this has been helpful, and I will see everybody in the next segment. Bye, everybody.